Singapore Changi Airport. Status information kilo. Time 1514 Zulu. Wind 190 at 5. Visibility 21. Temperature 27. Dew point 24. QNH1010. Remarks, no pattern work. No light aircraft accepted at this time. File flight plan prior to contacting ATC. Use of departure and arrival procedures required. Landing runways 20 right and 20 center. Expect ILS approach. Departing runway 20 center. Recommended departure procedures. ADMI 3B, ENMIT 7B, NASB 4B, TOMA 4B, VMR 8B. Recommended arrival procedures. ALAM 1B, LR 1B, CART 1B, NADA 2B, OBDO 1B. SERV 1B contact approach on 120.3 when arriving from the north and east and south and west. Advise on initial contact. You have information kilo. 358. Ready for pushback with information kilo. Singapore Changi ground. Singapore 6280 heavy. Ready for pushback with information kilo.
Singapore 358, pushback approved, tail to the north.
Pushback approved, tail to the north, Singapore 6280 heavy. Singapore Changi ground, 4 Lima Kilo India Romeo India Lima, ready for pushback with information Juliet.
Singapore 675, meet 180. Singapore 675, runway 20 center, taxi via Victor, contact tower when ready.
Taxiing to runway 20 center via Victor, Singapore 675.
For Lima Kilo India Romeo India Lima, pushback approved. JG 2661, turn right next taxiway.
Singapore Changi ground, FedEx 153 Victor Golf Heavy, ready to taxi to runway 20 center with information kilo.
PG63, taxi to parking, at your discretion.
Taxi to parking, Fiji 63.
Singapore 317, runway 20 center, taxi via contact tower when ready.
Taxiing to runway 20 center via Singapore 317.
For Lima Kilo India Romeo India Lima, hold position.
Singapore Changi ground, Delta Romeo Alpha Zulu Echo, request taxi to E20 at the other terminals. Singapore Changi ground, FedEx 153 Victor Golf Heavy, ready to taxi to runway 20 center with information kilo.
Lima Yankee Kilo Uniform November Super, taxi to runway 20 center, contact tower when ready.
Singapore Changi ground, Charlie Foxtrot Lima Oscar Bravo, ready to taxi with information kilo.
FedEx 153 Victor Golf Heavy, runway 20 center, taxi via Victor, contact tower when ready.
Taxiing to runway 20 center via Victor, Charlie Foxtrot Lima Oscar Bravo.
Singapore Changi ground, Singapore 424 Sierra Quebec Heavy, ready for pushback with information kilo.
Singapore Changi ground, Oscar Mike Lima Echo Tango Heavy, request taxi to B7 at the other terminals. Singapore Changi ground, Singapore 6280 Heavy, ready to taxi to runway 20 center with information kilo.
For Lima Kilo India Romeo India Lima, runway 20 center, taxi via Victor, contact tower when ready. Lima Yankee Kilo Uniform November Super, meet 180.
FedEx 153 Victor Golf Heavy, correction, standby. Making 180, Lima Yankee Kilo Uniform November Super.
Singapore 424 Sierra Quebec Heavy, hold position. Oscar Mike Lima Echo Tango Heavy, hold position.
Holding position, Singapore 424 Sierra Quebec Heavy.
Pushback approved, tail to the north, Air China 326.
Singapore Changi ground, FedEx 153 Victor Golf Heavy, ready to taxi to runway 20 center with information kilo.
FedEx 153 Victor Golf Heavy, runway 20 center, taxi via Victor, Whiskey, Victor, contact tower when ready. Delta Romeo Alpha Zulu Echo, runway 20 center, taxi via contact tower when ready.
FedEx 153 Victor Golf Heavy, correction, stand by. Zulu Echo.
Singapore 424 Sierra Quebec Heavy, pushback approved, sail to the south.
Pushback approved, tail to the south, Singapore 424 Sierra Quebec Heavy.
Singapore Changi ground, Air China 326, ready to taxi to runway 20 center with information kilo. Air France 257 Heavy, you're on an active airport, please contact Singapore Changi ground on 121.72.
Singapore 378, request frequency change.
Air China 326, runway 20 center, taxi via contact tower when ready.
Singapore Changi ground, Air Force 119 Heavy, ready for pushback with information kilo. Taxiing to runway 20 center via Air China 326.
Singapore 378, you were already instructed to change frequency. Air France 257 Heavy, you need 2 aircraft on your right.
Singapore Changi ground, Iberia 737, ready for pushback with information kilo, requesting runway 20 right.
Iberia 737, pushback approved, tail to the south. Air Force 119 Heavy, pushback approved, tail to the north.
Pushback approved, tail to the north, Air Force 119 Heavy.
Singapore Changi ground, Philippines 501, request taxi to C19 at the other terminals.
Air China 326, runway 20 center, taxi via contact tower when ready. Air France 257 Heavy, thank you. Philippines 501, taxi to parking, active expression.
Taxi to parking, Philippines 501.
Singapore Changi ground, Singapore 345, ready for pushback with information kilo.
Singapore 345, pushback approved, tail to the north.
Pushback approved, tail to the north, Singapore 345.
Air France 257 Heavy, contact Singapore Changi Tower on 118.6.
Singapore Changi ground, Qantas 36 Super, ready for pushback with information kilo.
Qantas 36 Super, pushback approved, tail to the south.
Pushback approved, tail to the south, Qantas 36 Super.
Air China 203 Charlie Alpha Heavy, continue taxi.
Continue taxi, Air China 203 Charlie Alpha Heavy.
Singapore Changi ground, Air Force 119 Heavy, ready to taxi with information kilo.
China 326, please follow instructions.
Singapore Changi ground, Iberia 737, ready to taxi with information Kilo.
Charlie Romeo Alpha Zulu Yankee, taxi departing, active expression.
Singapore 244 heavy, you're on an active airport, please contact Singapore Changi ground on 121.72.
Iberia 737, runway 28 center, taxi via Victor, contact tower when ready.
Taxiing to runway 20 center via Victor, Iberia 737. Singapore Changi ground, Japan Air 1331.
Singapore Changi ground, Singapore 424 Sierra Quebec Heavy, ready to taxi with information Kilo.
Taxiing to B9 via, Japan Air 1331 heavy.
Singapore 424 Sierra Quebec Heavy, runway 20 center, taxi via Victor, contact tower when ready.
Taxiing to runway 20 center via Victor, Singapore 424 Sierra Quebec Heavy.
Singapore Changi ground, Korean Air 516 Kilo Echo Heavy, request taxi to G19 at the other terminals.
Air Force 119 Heavy, runway 20 center, taxi via Whiskey, Victor, contact tower when ready. Korean Air 516 Kilo Echo Heavy, taxi to G19 via.
Taxiing to runway 20 center by Whiskey, Victor, Air Force 119 Heavy.
Taxiing to G19 via, Korean Air 516 Kilo Echo Heavy.
Singapore Changi ground, Golf Alpha Papa Echo November Super, ready for pushback with information Kilo.
Singapore Changi ground, Singapore 345, ready to taxi with information Kilo.
Taxi to parking, Singapore 127.
Taxi to parking, Singapore 951 heavy. Pushback approved, tail to the east, Kuwaiti 00.
Philippines 501, runway 20 center, taxi via Victor, contact tower when ready. November 7899, pushback approved, tail to the north.
Singapore Changi ground, Singapore 127, request taxi to F35 at the other terminals.
Singapore 127, taxi to parking, active expression.
Singapore Changi ground, FedEx 2939, ready for pushback with information Lima.
Papa Hotel Foxtrot Alpha Sierra, pushback approved, tail to the north.
Taxi to parking, Singapore 127.
Singapore Changi ground, Singapore 23 heavy, request taxi to A9 at the other terminals. Pushback approved, tail to the north, FedEx 2939. Pushback approved, tail to the north, Papa Hotel Foxtrot Alpha Sierra. For pushback with information Juliet.
Singapore 328 heavy, pushback approved, tail to the south.
Pushback approved, tail to the south, Singapore 328 heavy. Singapore Changi ground, Cathay 828 Victor Alpha, ready to taxi with information Kilo.
Singapore Changi ground, Singapore 424 Super, ready for pushback with information
Singapore Changi ground, Bazinga Super, request taxi to 202 at the other terminals.
Taxi 828 Victor Alpha, runway 20 right, taxi via Whiskey, contact tower when ready.
Taxi into runway 20 right via Whiskey, Cathay 828 Victor Alpha.
November Super, taxi to 202 via.
Singapore Changi Tower, Singapore 6280 Heavy, ready for departure at runway 20 right, departing west.
Singapore 360 India November Heavy, exit runway when able and contact ground, please expedite.
Line up and wait runway 20 center, Singapore 125.
Air China 326, 1200 at 4, runway 20 center, cleared for takeoff.
Frequency change approved. Air China 968 Charlie Alpha Heavy, good day. Singapore Changi Tower, Singapore 1706 is 9 nautical miles to the northeast at 2,700 feet, inbound for landing, requesting runway 20 right.
Singapore 1706, 1200 at 4, number 2, runway 20 right, clear to land.
Number 2, cleared to land, runway 20 right, Singapore 1706. Line up and wait runway 20 right, Singapore 6280 Heavy.
Singapore 125, 1200 at 4, runway 20 center, cleared for takeoff.
Singapore Changi Tower, Lima Yankee Kilo Uniform November Super is 8 nautical miles to the southwest at 1,400 feet, inbound for landing with information Kilo, requesting runway 2 center. Ruko, Oscar Yankee Hotel Zulu Alpha.
Lima Yankee Kilo Uniform November Super, frequency change approved, good day.
Singapore Changi Tower, Singapore 422 Super, inbound on the ILS runway 20 right with information Kilo.
Singapore 24, hold short of runway 20 center. Singapore 6280 Heavy, 1200 at 4, runway 20 right, cleared for immediate takeoff. Cargo King 22 Heavy, stand by. Singapore 125, frequency change approved, good day.
Singapore Changi Tower, Papa Hotel Foxtrot Alpha Sierra, ready for departure in sequence at runway 20 center, departing west.
Iberia 737, hold short of runway 20 right. Etihad 022 flight at 10, line up and wait runway 20 center. Qantas 36 Super, hold short of runway 20 center.
Holding short runway 20 center, Qantas 36 Super.
Cargo King 22 Heavy, 1200 at 4, number 3, runway 20 right, clear to land. Singapore 11 Sierra Quebec Heavy, exit runway when able and contact ground, please expedite. Singapore 6280 Heavy, frequency change approved, good day.
Frequency change approved. Singapore 6280 Heavy, good day.
Etihad 022 flight at 10, 1200 at 4, runway 20 center, clear for takeoff. Singapore 24, line up and wait runway 20 center.
Line up and wait runway 20 center, Singapore 24.
Etihad 022 flight at 10, please expedite. Singapore 422 Super, maintain slowest practical speed.
Maintain slowest practical speed, Singapore 422 Super.
Singapore 1706, exit runway when able and contact ground, please expedite. Singapore 422 Super, please check the user guide from the home screen for help using APC instructions.
Wilco, Singapore 1706. I'm sorry, Singapore 422 Super.
Singapore 24, 1200 at 4, runway 20 center, clear for takeoff. Air China 986 Victor Alpha, line up and wait runway 20 center.
Line up and wait runway 20 center, Air China 986 Victor Alpha.
Air China 986 Victor Alpha, please expedite.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 20 center, Singapore 24.
Iberia 737, line up and wait runway 20 right. Cargo to Susu Heavy, maintain slowest practical speed.
Singapore Changi Tower, Singapore 345, ready for departure in sequence at runway 20 center, departing east.
Singapore 345, hold short of runway 20 center. Iberia 737, 9200 at 4, runway 20 right, cleared for immediate takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 20 center, Air China 986 Victor Alpha.
Golf Alpha Papa Echo November Super, hold short of runway 20 center. Singapore 24, frequency change approved, good day. Etihad 022 flight at 10, frequency change approved, good day.
Frequency change approved Singapore 24, good day.
Golf Alpha Papa Echo November Super, line up and wait runway 20 center.
Singapore Changi Tower, Qantas 0407 Heavy is 15 nautical miles to the northeast at 3,300 feet, inbound for landing.
Frequency change approved Etihad 022 flight of 10, good day. Frequency change approved Air China 986 Victor Alpha, good day.
Iberia 737, frequency change approved, good day.
Number 2, cleared to land, runway 20 right, Qantas 0407 Heavy.
Number 1, cleared to land, runway 20 right, Singapore 939.
Cargo King Susu Heavy, contact Singapore Changi ground on 121.72. Singapore 358, 9200 at 4, runway 20 right, cleared for immediate takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 20 right, Singapore 358.
November 7899, hold short of runway 20 center.
Holding short runway 20 center, November 7899.
Singapore Changi Tower, Singapore 123 India November Heavy, inbound on the ILS runway 20 center with information kilo. Number 1, cleared to land, runway 20 center, Singapore 123 India November Heavy.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 20 center, Golf Alpha Papa Echo November Super. November 7899, line up and wait runway 20 center.
Thank you, good day, Singapore 358.
Singapore Changi Tower, Cathay 828 Victor Alpha, ready for departure in sequence at runway 20 right, departing north.
Singapore 424 Sierra Quebec Heavy, line up and wait runway 20 right.
Line up and wait runway 20 right, Singapore 424 Sierra Quebec Heavy.
Golf Alpha Papa Echo November Super, frequency change approved, good day. Frequency change approved Golf Alpha Papa Echo November Super, good day. Singapore 939, exit runway when able and contact ground, please expedite.
Wilco, Singapore 939.
Singapore Changi Tower, Singapore 424 Super, ready for departure at runway 20 center, departing straight out. Singapore 424 Sierra Quebec Heavy, wind 200 at 4, runway 20 right, cleared for immediate takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 20 right, Singapore 424 Sierra Quebec Heavy.
Singapore Changi Tower, Singapore 101 India November Super, inbound on the ILS runway 20 center with information Kilo. Singapore Changi Tower, Singapore 317, ready for departure in sequence at runway 20 center, remaining in the pattern. Qantas 0407 Heavy, minimum fuel, 2 minutes remaining.
Qantas 0407 Heavy, expect no undue delay. Singapore 101 India November Super, stand by. Singapore 317, line up and wait runway 20 center.
Line up and wait runway 20 center, Singapore 317.
Singapore 424 Sierra Quebec Heavy, frequency change approved, good day. Cathay 828.
Frequency change approved, Singapore 424 Sierra Quebec Heavy, good day.
Singapore 101 India November Super, go around, fly runway heading runway 20 center. Singapore 523 Heavy, 1200 at 4, number 1, runway 20 center, clear to land.
Going around, fly runway heading runway 20 center, Singapore 101 India November Super.
Qantas 0407 Heavy, exit runway when able and contact ground, please expedite.
Number 1, cleared to land, runway 20 center, Singapore 523 Heavy.
Singapore 631 Kilo Yankee Heavy, 1200 at 4, number 2, runway 20 center, clear to land. Singapore 317, 1200 at 4, runway 20 center, cleared for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 20 center, Singapore 317.
Singapore 101 India November Super, contact Singapore approach on 124.6. Cathay 828 Victor Alpha, 1200 at 4, runway 20 right, cleared for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 20 right, Cathay 828 Victor Alpha.
Kuwaiti 00, line up and wait runway 20 right.
Line up and wait runway 20 right, Kuwaiti 00. Singapore Changi Tower, FedEx 2939, ready for departure in sequence at runway 20 right, remaining in the pattern.
FedEx 2939, hold short of runway 20 right.
Holding short runway 20 right, FedEx 2939.
Singapore 45 X-ray Foxtrot Heavy, line up and wait runway 20 center. Singapore 523 Heavy, exit runway when able and contact ground, please expedite.
Wilco, Singapore 523 Heavy.
Frequency change approved, Singapore 317, good day.
Cathay 828 Victor Alpha, frequency change approved, good day. Kuwaiti 00, 1200 at 4, runway 20 right, cleared for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 20 right, Kuwaiti 00.
Sri Lankan 308, 1200 at 4, number 1, runway 20 right, cleared to land.
Number 1, cleared to land, runway 20 right, Sri Lankan 308.
FedEx 2939, line up and wait runway 20 right.
Line up and wait runway 20 right, FedEx 2939.
Singapore 523 Heavy, request frequency change.
FedEx 2939, please check the user guide from the home screen for help using ATC instructions. FedEx 2939, hold position.
Holding position, FedEx 2939. Frequency change approved Kuwaiti 00. Good day.
Number 2, cleared to land, runway 20 right, Papa Hotel Oscar November Golf.
Singapore Changi Tower, Singapore 248 Heavy, inbound on the ILS runway 20 center.
With 45,000. Descend and maintain flight level 200, Singapore 424 Sierra Quebec Heavy.
Golf Zulu Alpha November Echo, radar contact, say approach request. Akaso Air 002 Quebec Papa, do not exceed 280 knots.
Do not exceed 280 knots, Akaso Air 002 Quebec Papa.
Golf Zulu Alpha November Echo, requesting ILS approach runway 27 at Chatrapati Shivaji.
Express India 465, contact Mumbai approach on 119.3. Mumbai Centre, Singapore 424, with you at 33,000. Contacting Mumbai approach on 119.3, Express India 465.
Roger, Air India 333 India November Heavy.
Golf Zulu Alpha November Echo, continue as filed, expecting ILS approach runway 27 at Chhatrapati Shivaji. Singapore 424, radar contact, say approach request.
Mumbai Centre, Turkish 59 Echo Heavy, with you at 37,000.
Roger, Golf Zulu Alpha November Echo.
Singapore 424, Singapore 424 Sierra Quebec Heavy, contact Mumbai approach on 119.3. Mumbai Centre.
Contacting Mumbai approach on 119.3, Singapore 424 Sierra Quebec Heavy.
Contact
Singapore 424 Sierra Quebec Heavy, requesting ILS approach runway 27 at Chhatrapati Shivaji.
Mr. Tango Alpha Echo Sierra, requesting ILS approach runway 27 at Chhatrapati Shivaji.
Contacting Mumbai approach on 119.3, Foxtrot Alpha Uniform Zulu November. Foxtrot Alpha Uniform Zulu November, requesting ILS approach runway 27 at Chhatrapati Shivaji.
Foxtrot Alpha Uniform Zulu November, stand by. Singapore 424 Sierra Quebec Heavy, turn left heading 290 and hold over LAPOM at 10,000, right turns, do not exceed 230 knots.
Air France 218.
Turn left heading 290 and hold over LAPOM at 10,000, right turns, Wilco, Singapore 424 Sierra Quebec Heavy.
China Eastern 619 Heavy, minimum fuel, 16 minutes remaining. Thank you. SpiceJet 432.
Victor Tango Alpha Echo Sierra, turn left heading 290 and hold over LAPOM at 11,000, right turns, do not exceed 230 knots.
Turn left heading 290 and hold over LAPOM at 11,000, right turns Wilco, Victor Tango Alpha Echo Sierra.
Air France 218 Heavy is 40 nautical miles southwest of Juhu at 29,300 feet, requesting radar vectors to Chatrapati Shivaji.
Mumbai approach, Royal Nepal 201 Heavy, with you at 15,200.
Air France 218 Heavy, turn left heading 300 and hold over the XOTA at 15,000, right turns, do not exceed 200.
Increase speed to 220.
Turn right heading 090, Singapore 424 Sierra Quebec Heavy.
Contacting Mumbai Center on 127.0, flight 39.
Increase speed to 220 knots, Akasa Air 223 Quebec Papa.
Akasa Air 223 Quebec Papa, turn right heading 240, maintain 7,000 until established on the localizer, cleared ILS runway 27 approach.
Turn right heading 240, maintain 7,000 until established on the localizer, cleared ILS runway 27, Akasa Air 223 Quebec Papa.
Turn right heading 180, Foxtrot Alpha Hotel Golf Yankee.
Air France 971 Heavy, you're aligned with the wrong runway. Please check runway assignment. Air France 971 Heavy, increase speed to 230 knots. Singapore 124 Mike Hotel, turn right heading 040.
Turn right heading 040, Singapore 124 Mike Hotel.
Asiana 2222, maintain 180 knots until 6 mile final.
Maintain 180 knots until 6 mile final, Asiana 2222.
All Nippon 995, turn right heading 090. Turn right heading 090, all Nippon 995.
Contacting Chhatrapati Shivaji Tower on 118.1, Asiana 2222.
Air India 102 Alpha India Heavy, turn left heading 360.
Turn left heading 360, Air India 102 Alpha India Heavy.
Foxtrot Alpha Hotel Golf Yankee, turn right heading 250, maintain 6,000 until established on the localizer, cleared ILS runway 27 approach.
Turn right heading 250, maintain 6,000 until established on the localizer, cleared ILS runway 27, Foxtrot Alpha Hotel Golf Yankee.
Foxtrot Alpha Hotel Golf Yankee, increase speed to 220 knots. Air India 97 Mike Quebec Super, turn left heading 360.
Turn left heading 360, Air India 97 Mike Quebec Super.
Air India 102 Alpha India Heavy, turn left heading 300, descending maintain 6,000 until established on the localizer, cleared ILS runway 27 approach.
Turn left heading 300, descending maintain 6000, maintain 6000 until established on the localizer, cleared ILS runway 27, Air India 102 Alpha India Heavy.
Mumbai approach, Express India 465, review of 10,800. Express India 1145, turn left heading 130, descend and maintain 6000. Express India 465, turn left heading 070, descend and maintain 6000. Turn left heading 070, descend and maintain 6000, Express India 465.
Turn left heading 130, descend and maintain 6000, Express India 1145.
Singapore 319, maintain 180 knots until 6 mile final.
Maintain 180 knots until 6 mile final, Singapore 319.
Air India 97 Mike Quebec Super, turn left heading 300, maintain 6000. Singapore 319, contact Chatrapati Shivaji Tower on 118.1.
Contacting Chhatrapati Shivaji Tower on 118.1, Singapore 319.
Emirates 411, turn left heading 090.
Turn left heading 090, Emirates 411.
Air France 86 Alpha Foxtrot, turn left heading 360. Air France 971 Heavy, maintain 180 knots until 6 mile final.
Turn left heading 360, Air France 86 Alpha Foxtrot.
Maintain 180 knots until 6 mile final, Akasa Air 223 Quebec Papa.
Air France 86 Alpha Foxtrot, turn left heading 010.
Turn left heading 010, Air France 86 Alpha Foxtrot.
Express India 1145, increase speed to 2. Singapore 424 Sierra Quebec Heavy, increase speed. Singapore 424 Sierra Quebec Heavy, reduce speed to 220 knots.
Reduce speed to 220 knots, Singapore 424 Sierra Quebec Heavy.
SpiceJet 132, turn left heading 300, maintain 6000 until established on the localizer, cleared ILS runway 27 approach. Air France 86 Alpha Foxtrot, turn left heading 300, maintain 5000 until established on the localizer, cleared ILS runway 27 approach.
Turn left heading 300, maintain 6000 until established on the localizer, cleared ILS runway 27, SpiceJet 132.
Turn right heading 130, Express India 465.
Mumbai approach, Sierra Tango Sierra Delta November, McGill 9300.
Golf Zulu Alpha November Echo, turn left heading 080, descend and maintain 6000. Sierra Tango Sierra Delta November, expect vectors for the ILS approach runway 27 at Chhatrapati Shivaji. SpiceJet 132, reduce speed to 220 knots.
Reduce speed to 220 knots, SpiceJet 132.
Mumbai approach, Royal Nepal 201 Heavy, with you at 10,000.
Royal Nepal 201 Heavy, turn right heading 090, descend and maintain 6000.
Descend and maintain 8000, Sierra Tango Sierra Delta November.
Emirates 411, reduce speed to 230 knots.
Reduce speed to 230 knots, Emirates 411.
Royal Nepal 201 Heavy, turn right heading 090. Air India 779 India November Heavy, contact Mumbai Centre on 137.0.
Turn right heading 090, Royal Nepal 201 Heavy.
Contacting Mumbai Centre on 127.0, Air India 779 India November Heavy.
Emirates 411, turn right heading 220. Turkish 028 Tango Kilo Heavy, turn right heading 180, descend and maintain 6000.
Air India 3003, requesting descent to 6000. Turn right heading 220, Emirates 411.
Air India 3003, turn left heading 330, descend and maintain 6000.
Turn left heading 330, descend and maintain 6000, Air India 3003.
Turn right heading 180, descend and maintain 6000, Turkish 028 Tango Kilo Heavy.
Emirates 502 Heavy is 36 nautical miles northwest of Juhu at 9,900 feet, requesting ILS approach runway 27 at Chhatrapati Shivaji. Emirates 502 Heavy, turn left heading 110, descend and maintain 6000.
Mumbai approach, Singapore 424 Super, with you at 10,700. SpiceJet 178, minimum fuel, 25 minutes remaining.
Singapore 424 Sierra Quebec Heavy, turn left heading 300, maintain 6000 until established on the localizer, cleared ILS runway 27 approach.
Turn left heading 300, maintain 6000 until established on the localizer, cleared ILS runway 27, Singapore 424 Sierra Quebec Heavy.
Thank you, good day, SpiceJet 132.
SpiceJet 178, expect vectors for the ILS approach runway 27 at Chhatrapati Shivaji. Singapore 424 Super, turn right heading 360, descend and maintain 8000.
Roger, SpiceJet 178.
Striker 410 Juliet Sierra, contact Mumbai Center on 137.0.
Contacting Chhatrapati Shivaji Tower on 118.1, Air France 86 Alpha Foxtrot.
Turkish 028 Tango Kilo Heavy, increase speed to 220 knots.
Increase speed to 230 knots, Emirates 411.
Air India 3003, turn right heading 090.
Turn right heading 090, Air India 3003.
Air India 3003, reduce speed to 210 knots. Air Nippon 995, turn left heading 300, descend and maintain 6000 until established on the localizer, cleared ILS runway 27 approach.
Turn right heading 360, Singapore 424 Super.
Reduce speed to 220 knots, 3 Delta Mike Echo Lima.
Mumbai approach, Papa Hotel Foxtrot Alpha Sierra, with you at 7300. Contacting Mumbai Center on 127.0, Papa Hotel Foxtrot Alpha Sierra.
Turn left heading 360, Air India 3003.
Sierra Tango Sierra Delta November, turn left heading 050. Singapore 424 Super, turn right heading 030.
Turn right heading 030, Singapore 424 Super.
Turn left heading 050, Sierra Tango Sierra Delta November.
Express India 465, turn right heading 170. Express India 465, turn right heading 180. Turn right heading 180, Express India 465. 3 Delta Mike Echo Lima, turn left heading 090.
Air India 011 India November Heavy is 20 nautical miles north of Juhu at 8,800 feet, requesting ILS approach runway 27 at Chhatrapati Shivaji.
Air India 011 India November Heavy, turn left heading 140, descend and maintain 7,000. Air India 3003, turn left heading 300, maintain 6,000 until established on the localizer, cleared ILS runway 27 approach. All Nippon 995, please follow instructions. All Nippon 995, you're aligned with the wrong runway. Please check runway assignment. SpiceJet 178, expect no undue delay. Sierra Tango Sierra Delta November, turn right heading 090.
Turn right heading 090, Sierra Tango Sierra Delta November.
Emirates 411, maintain 180 knots until 6 mile final. Air India 011 India November Heavy, turn right heading 180.
Maintain 180 knots until 6 mile final, Emirates 411.
Express India 465, increase speed to 210 knots.
Executing lift approach, Air India 102 Alpha India Heavy. Contacting Chhatrapati Shivaji Tower on 118.1, Emirates 411. Executing lift approach, turn left heading 120, climb and maintain 5,000, Air India 102 Alpha India Heavy.
Turn right. Singapore 424 Sierra Quebec Heavy, maintain 180 knots until 6 mile final.
Maintain
180 knots until 6 mile final. Singapore 424 Sierra Quebec Heavy.
Singapore 424 Sierra Quebec Heavy, contact Chhatrapati Shivaji Tower on 118.1.
Contacting Chhatrapati
Shivaji Tower on 118.1, Singapore 424 Sierra Quebec Heavy.
Turn right heading 090, Singapore 424 Super.
Air India 199, contact Mumbai Center on 127.0.
I'm sorry, Air France 971 Heavy. Air France 971 Heavy, cross runway 32, please expedite. Crossing runway 32, Air France 971 Heavy. Air France 971 Heavy, contact Chhatrapati Shivaji Ground on 121.75. Contacting Chhatrapati Shivaji Ground on 121.75, Air France 971 Heavy. Qantas 69 Heavy, cross runway 27, please expedite. Crossing runway 27, Qantas 69 Heavy. Chhatrapati Shivaji Tower, Emirates 411, inbound on the ILS runway 27 with information Romeo. Air France 86 Alpha Foxtrot, exit runway when able and contact ground, please expedite, traffic on final. Etihad 450 X-ray, wind 250 at 13, runway 32, cleared for immediate takeoff. Cleared for takeoff, runway 32, Etihad 450 X-ray.
Qatari 05, request permission to cross runway 27.
Wilco, Air France 86 Alpha Foxtrot. Emirates 411, wind 250 at 13, number 1, runway 27, cleared to land. SpiceJet 110, line up and wait runway 32. Line up and wait runway 32, SpiceJet 110. Etihad 450 X-ray, frequency change approved, good day. Frequency change approved Etihad 450 X-ray, good day. Chhatrapati Shivaji Tower, Royal Nepal 201 Heavy, inbound on the ILS runway 27. Chhatrapati Shivaji Tower, Scandinavian 904, ready for departure at runway 32, departing west. Turkish 028 Tango Kilo Heavy, wind 250 at 13, Number 1, runway 27, cleared to land. Number 1, cleared to land,
2,500.
runway 27, Turkish 028 Tango Kilo Heavy. Qatari 05.
Chatrapati Shivaji Tower, Singapore 424 Sierra Quebec Heavy, inbound on the ILS runway 27.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 32, SpiceJet 110.
Chhatrapati Shivaji Tower, Virgin 777 Yankee, ready for departure at runway 32, departing straight out.
Scandinavian 904, line up and wait runway 32. Line up and wait runway 32, Scandinavian 904.
Emirates 411, request frequency change.
SpiceJet 110, frequency change approved, good day. Frequency change approved SpiceJet 110, good day. Singapore 319, cross runway 32, please expedite. Crossing runway 32, Singapore 319.
Chhatrapati Shivaji Tower, Express India 465, inbound on the ILS runway 27.
Singapore 424 Sierra Quebec Heavy, wind 250 at 13, number 2, runway 27, cleared to land.
Number 2, cleared to land, runway 27, Singapore 424 Sierra Quebec Heavy.
1,000.
Turkish 028 Tango Kilo Heavy, exit runway when able and contact ground, please expedite, traffic on final.
Emirates 411, request permission to cross runway 32.
Chhatrapati Shivaji Tower, SpiceJet 11 Alpha, inbound on the ILS runway 27.
Singapore 319, request frequency change. Scandinavian 904, wind 250 at 13,
500.
runway 32, cleared for immediate takeoff. Chhatrapati
400.
Shivaji Tower, 5 November Alpha November Delta is 19 nautical miles to the south at 12,000 feet, inbound for landing, requesting runway 27.
300.
Executing lift approach, Air India 102 Alpha India Heavy.
200.
Royal Nepal 201 Heavy, wind 250 at 13, number 2, runway 27,
50.
cleared to land.
40. 30.
Foxtrot Alpha Hotel Golf Yankee,
20.
you're in an active
Retard.
airspace. Please
Retard.
contact Chhatrapati Shivaji Tower on 118.1.
Foxtrot Alpha Hotel Golf Yankee, request permission to cross runway 32.
Chhatrapati Shivaji Tower, Air India 117 is 20 nautical miles to the southwest at 23,000. Singapore 424 Sierra Quebec Heavy, exit runway when able and contact ground, please expedite, traffic on final.
I'm sorry, China Southern 3656 Heavy.
Virgin 777.
Wilco, Singapore 424 Sierra Quebec Heavy.
Thank you, China Southern 3656 Heavy.
Chhatrapati Shivaji Tower, SpiceJet 11 Alpha, inbound on the ILS.
Chhatrapati Shivaji Tower, Air India 3003, inbound on the ILS runway 27 with information venue.
Chhatrapati Shivaji Tower, Air India 307 Victor Golf, ready for departure at runway 32, departing north. Air India 307 Victor Golf, line up and wait runway 32. Line up and wait runway 32, Air India 307 Victor Golf. Chhatrapati Shivaji Tower, Qantas 69 Heavy, ready for departure at runway 32, departing south. Virgin 777 Yankee, frequency change approved, good day.
Frequency change approved. Virgin 777 Yankee, good day.
Foxtrot Alpha Hotel Golf Yankee, request permission to cross runway 32. Speedbird 121 Super, request permission to cross runway 27. SpiceJet 178, emergency fuel, 16 minutes remaining. Air India 3003, 1250 at 13, number 1, runway 27, cleared to land.
Chatrapati Shivaji Tower, Express India 465, inbound on the ILS runway 27.
Chatrapati Shivaji Tower, Air India 004 India November Heavy is 39 nautical miles to the north at 12,000 feet, inbound for landing.
Chatrapati Shivaji Tower, MS 502 Heavy, inbound on the ILS runway 27.
Delta Lima Echo Oscar November, minimum fuel, 12 minutes remaining.
Chhatrapati Shivaji Tower, SpiceJet 28 Juliet Alpha is 23 nautical miles to the west at 14,000 feet, inbound for landing.
Cargo South 424 Super, request permission to cross runway 27. Southwest 002 Sierra Golf, request permission to cross runway 27. Emirates 411, request permission to cross runway 32.
Stand by, Qatari 05.
Chhatrapati Shivaji Tower, Qatari 398 India Golf is 20 nautical miles to the east at 14,000 feet, inbound for landing, requesting runway 27.
Chhatrapati Shivaji Tower, Air India 117 is 14 nautical miles to the southeast at 15,000 feet, inbound for landing, requesting runway 27. Chhatrapati Shivaji Tower, Myanmar 69, inbound on the ILS runway 27.
Chhatrapati Shivaji Tower, Sierra Tango Sierra Delta November, inbound on the ILS runway 27.
Attention all aircraft, please stand by, controller changes in progress. Chhatrapati Shivaji traffic, Foxtrot Alpha Hotel Golf Yankee, crossing runway 32.
Chhatrapati Shivaji traffic, Express India 465 is on final, runway 27.
Chhatrapati Shivaji traffic, Cargo South 424 Super, crossing runway 27. Chhatrapati Shivaji traffic.
Chatrapati Shivaji traffic, Turkish 186 Heavy, taxiing to runway 32.
Chhatrapati Shivaji traffic, Emirates 411, crossing runway 32. Chhatrapati Shivaji traffic, Southwest 002 Sierra Golf, crossing runway 32. Chhatrapati Shivaji traffic, Cargo South 424 Super, holding short runway 27. Emirates 411, request frequency change. Chhatrapati Shivaji Tower, Qantas 69 Heavy, ready for departure at runway 32, departing south.
SpiceJet 178, expect delay. Emirates 502 Heavy, 1250 at 13, number 3, runway 27, cleared to land.
Line up and wait runway 32, Qantas 69 Heavy.
Three Delta Mike Echo Lima, 1250 at 13, number 5, runway 27, cleared to land.
Chhatrapati Shivaji Tower, SpiceJet 11 Alpha, inbound on the visual runway 27 with information Romeo.
Number 6, cleared to land, runway 27, Singapore 424 Super.
iFly 39 make a right 360 for spacing.
Making a right 360, Air India 117.
Cargo South 424 Super, cross runway 27, leave expedite.
Thank you. Good day, Cargo South 424 Super.
Flying R69, maintain slow practical speed. Air India 889 India November, enter right downwind runway 27.
Maintain slowest practical speed, Myanmar 69.
250 at 13, number 5, runway 27, cleared to land.
Number 5, cleared to land, runway 27, Turkish 59 Echo Heavy.
Chhatrapati Shivaji Tower, Air India 000 Super, ready for departure at runway 27, remaining in the pattern.
Chhatrapati Shivaji Tower, Southwest 002 Sierra. Chhatrapati Shivaji Tower, Cargo South 424 Super, ready for departure at runway 32, departing straight out.
Mike Alpha Lima Lima Uniform. Mike Alpha Lima Lima Uniform, disregard last message.
Chhatrapati Shivaji Traffic, Cargo South 424 Super, holding short runway 32. Chhatrapati Shivaji Traffic, Southwest 002 Sierra Golf is taking off runway 32, departing east.
Chhatrapati Shivaji Ground, Victor Tango Foxtrot Mike Kilo Heavy, ready to taxi to runway 27 with information Sierra.
Gateway to aircraft, Virgin 943 Heavy. Turkish 028 Tango Kilo Heavy, taxi to International Terminal Gate V16R via Papa.
Air India 889 India November, request permission to cross runway 32.
Victor Tango Foxtrot Mike Kilo Heavy, taxi to runway 32, hold short of 9227.
Chhatrapati Shivaji Ground, Cathay 721, ready to taxi with information Sierra.
KLM 877 Heavy, taxi to runway 32, hold short of 9227.
Taxiing to runway 32, will hold short of 927, KLM 877 Heavy.
Cathay 721, taxi to runway 32, hold short of 9227.
Air India 011 India November Heavy, request permission to cross runway 32.
Emirates 260 Heavy, correction, standby.
Air India, Singapore 424 Sierra Quebec Heavy, delivery to aircraft ahead.
Give way to aircraft, Singapore 424 Sierra Quebec Heavy.
Emirates 260 Heavy, make 180. Emirates 412 Super, pushback approved, steer to the north. Speedbird 84 Heavy, hold position. Holding position, Speedbird 84 Heavy. Pushback approved, tail to the north, Emirates 412 Super.
Chhatrapati Shivaji Ground, Virgin 651 Heavy, ready for pushback with information Sierra, requesting runway 32. Emirates 009 Heavy, request permission to cross runway 32.
Chhatrapati Shivaji Ground, Air India 9173, ready to taxi to runway 27 with information Sierra.
Rating 180, Emirates 260 Heavy.
Emirates 009 Heavy, hold short of runway 32.
Hold short of runway 32, Emirates 009 Heavy.
Air India 9173, taxi to runway 32, hold short of 9227. Chhatrapati Shivaji Ground, flight check to 8 Juliet Alpha, request taxi to parking.
Holding position, Virgin 651 Heavy.
Swift 5352 Heavy, delivery to aircraft ahead. Chhatrapati Shivaji Ground, Virgin 97, ready for pushback with information Sierra, requesting runway 32. Emirates 260 Heavy, taxi to runway 32, hold short of 9227. Virgin 97, cool position.
Give way to aircraft, Swiss 5352 Heavy.
Holding position, Virgin 97. Cathay 721, give way to aircraft on your left.
Give way to aircraft, Cathay 721. Delta 314 Heavy, request frequency change.
Speedbird 84 Heavy, pushback approved. Pushback approved. Speedbird 84 Heavy.
Chatrapati Shivaji Ground, Emirates 412 Super, ready to taxi with information Sierra.
Step to 8 Juliet Alpha, taxi to parking, at your discretion. Delta 314 Heavy, contact Chhatrapati Shivaji Tower on 118.1. Taxi to parking, step to 8 Juliet Alpha.
Contacting Chhatrapati Shivaji Tower on 118.1, Delta 314 Heavy.
Chhatrapati Shivaji Ground, Air India 2002 Super, ready to taxi to runway 32 with information Sierra.
Chatrapati Shivaji Ground, Emirates 412 Super, ready to taxi to runway 27 with information Sierra. Chhatrapati Shivaji Ground, Air India 92, request taxi to parking.
Air India 2002 Super, taxi to runway 32, cool short of 9227. Emirates 9 Super, cool position. Holding position, Emirates 9 Super. Taxiing to runway 32, will hold short of 927, Air India 2002 Super.
Chhatrapati Shivaji Ground, iFlight 39, request taxi to gate A06 at the Terminal 1.
ICU 39, taxi to Terminal 1 gate A06 via November 7, November, Lima 4.
Taxiing to Terminal 1 gate A06 via November 7, November, Lima 4, iFlight 39.
Chhatrapati Shivaji Ground, Speedbird H4 Heavy, ready to taxi with information Sierra. Speedbird 84 Heavy, taxi to runway 32, contact tower when ready. Taxi to runway 32, Speedbird 84 Heavy. Emirates 412 Super, please follow instructions. Emirates 412 Super, taxi to runway 32, cool short of 9227.
Chhatrapati Shivaji Ground, Singapore 424 Sierra, Quebec.
Singapore 424 Sierra, Quebec Heavy, taxi to International Terminal Gate V10 via hotel.
Taxiing to International Terminal Gate V10 via hotel, Singapore 424 Sierra, Quebec Heavy.
Contacting Chhatrapati Shivaji Tower on 118.1, Emirates 009 Heavy.
Chhatrapati Shivaji Ground, Turkish 59 Echo Heavy, request taxi to parking.
Emirates 009 Heavy, request permission to cross runway 32. Chhatrapati Shivaji Ground, Turkish 028 Tango Kilo Heavy, request taxi to gate B12 at the International Terminal.
Air India 889 India November, taxi to parking, at your discretion. Turkish 228 Tango Kilo Heavy, taxi to International Terminal Gate V12 via.
Taxiing to International Terminal Gate B12 via, Turkish 028 Tango Kilo Heavy.
Emirates 009 Heavy, contact Chhatrapati Shivaji Tower on 118.1.
Contacting Chhatrapati Shivaji Tower on 118.1, Emirates 009 Heavy. Taxi to parking, Air India 889 India November.
Taxi to parking, Turkish 59 Echo Heavy.
With 5352 Heavy, taxi to runway 32, cool short of 9227.
Thank you, iFlight 39.
Thank you, good day, iFlight 39. Emirates 505 Heavy, hold position. Holding position, Emirates 505 Heavy.
Chhatrapati Shivaji Ground, Emirates 502 Heavy, request taxi to gate D11 at the international terminal.
Holding position, Virgin 651 Heavy.
Air India 2002 Super, follow aircraft ahead. Emirates 502 Heavy, taxi to International Terminal Gate V11, hold short of 1432. Virgin 943 Heavy, contact Chhatrapati Shivaji Tower on 118.1.
Contacting Chhatrapati Shivaji Tower on 118.1, Virgin 943 Heavy.
C Delta Mike Echo Lima, hold position.
Holding position, 3 Delta Mike Echo Lima.
C Delta Mike Echo Lima, continue taxi. C Delta Mike Echo Lima, turn left next taxiway.
Left on the next taxiway, 3 Delta Mike Echo Lima.
Chhatrapati Shivaji Ground, Emirates 009 Heavy, request taxi to gate E24R at the international terminal. Holding position, Virgin 651 Heavy.
Emirates 009 Heavy, taxi to International Terminal Gate V24R via Papa, Hotel, Bravo 1, Hotel 1.
Taxiing to International Terminal Gate V24R via Papa, Hotel, Bravo 1, Hotel 1, Emirates 009 Heavy.
Singapore 255, hold short of runway 32. Hold short of runway 33, Singapore 255. KLM 877 Heavy, with you to aircraft ahead.
Give way to aircraft, KLM 877 Heavy. Chhatrapati Shivaji Ground, Singapore 424 Super, request taxi to parking.
Singapore 424 Super, taxi to parking, at your discretion. 3 Delta Mike Echo Lima, taxi to parking, at your discretion.
Taxi to parking, 3 Delta Mike Echo Lima.
KLM 877 Heavy, continue taxi.
Continue taxi, KLM 877 Heavy.
Victor Tango Foxtrot Mike Kilo Heavy, taxi to runway 32, hold short of 9227.
Taxiing to runway 32, will hold short of 927, Victor Tango Foxtrot Mike Kilo Heavy.
Air India 2002 Super, taxi to runway 32, hold short of 9227.
Chhatrapati Shivaji Ground, Air China 5666 Super, ready for pushback with information Sierra. Chhatrapati Shivaji Ground, SpiceJet 583, request taxi to gate V05 at the international terminal. Chhatrapati Shivaji Ground, Victor Tango Foxtrot Mike Kilo Heavy, ready to taxi to runway 27 with information Sierra. Chhatrapati Shivaji Ground, Emirates 009 Heavy, request taxi to gate V12R at the international terminal.
Victor Tango Foxtrot Mike Kilo Heavy, taxi to runway 32, hold short of 9227.
Taxiing to runway 32, will hold short of 927, Victor Tango Foxtrot Mike Kilo Heavy. Chhatrapati Shivaji Ground, Air India 555, ready for pushback with information Sierra.
Emirates 009 Heavy, taxi to International Terminal Gate V12R via Air China 5666 Super, pushback approved, tail to the north. Air India 555, hold position.
Pushback approved, tail to the north, Air China 5666 Super. Holding position, Air India 555.
Emirates 505 Heavy, continue taxi.
Continue taxi, Emirates 505 Heavy.
Singapore 255, contact Chhatrapati Shivaji Tower on 118.1. 558 Juliet Alpha, contact Chhatrapati Shivaji Tower on 118.1. Emirates 502 Heavy, contact Chhatrapati Shivaji Tower on 118.1. 5+583, contact Chhatrapati Shivaji Tower on 118.1.
Contacting Chhatrapati Shivaji Tower on 118.1, SpiceJet 583.
iPhone 45, pushback approved, tail to the north.
Contacting Chatrapati Shivaji Tower on 118.1, Emirates 502 Heavy.